in Virginia, then Matthew, Don, Peter, James, and others. Ollie, thanks for holding. You're on the air. Welcome.
Alex Jones, how are you?
Good.
Good. You sound a lot better than you did last week on Friday, man. You were pretty choked up, huh?
Yeah, well, when I start getting real with people or personal, then it gets very religious, because that's really where I'm at.
Absolutely, you're right, man. After I watched that video as well, I was pretty choked up as well. I had a bad weekend, actually, after I saw that. But,
well, you know what? The avoidance of legitimate suffering is the heart of evil, in my opinion. And we need, especially folks that support all these wars, are calling peace actions. Hillary being hailed, all the Democrats saying this is a great war. They should go watch the children of certain other cities, 40 to 50,000 of them, with their faces blown off, writhing around in pain. And you know, all these people that want me to go, you know, to Halloween events and things. I can't go to some Halloween haunted house and watch people with hatchets in their heads and stuff, because I think about real stuff. And it's not because I'm a wimp. It's because I live in the real world. I don't think violence is cute.
Absolutely. I'm on the same point, and, you know, I was going to make that point as well. Imagine if all the politicians, all the warmongers, imagine if everybody saw that video. It would be a completely different society by probably next week. And that's why I wanted to bring up the Iran issue. You know, I'm half Iranian, half American. You know, I was raised in a Christian upbringing for the most part. My dad's a Muslim. He lives in Iran. And I wanted to bring up this Iran issue. I know you've covered it a lot, but people still don't really see it. You know, I talk to people all the time. I do a lot of blogging on different topics just like you, and I'll link a lot of my articles to you because you get a lot of just awesome factoids on your website. But when people are still buying into this, you know, Iranians want to bomb Israel or whatever the media pushes, and Ahmadinejad said he wants to wipe Israel off the map, and it's just not the case. People just keep buying into it, even people in my own family. It's hard to get across to them. They're generalizing an entire country, and they don't even realize it. And obviously, I'm pushing this because you see what happened in Iraq, you see what happened in Afghanistan, what's going on in Egypt and in Libya, and people are going to buy into this, and you're going to see more little girls and little boys like that on the internet. Nobody's going to talk about it in the news, but it's just sick that people can still buy into that crap. You got Bill O'Reilly misquoting things that the Iranian president Ahmadinejad is saying about wanting to wipe Israel off the map, and it's not the case. You know, I don't support Ahmadinejad by all means. I think he's kind of a twisted guy, but you can see what they're doing, obviously.
Well, he's getting in trouble right now for corruption probes. And look, everybody knows the president is, quote, allowed to run in Iran. He's basically selected before it ever happens. It's the Supreme Council. 6 years ago, they had very, soft-line folks that wanted to work with the West and truly build peaceful reactors, and they were double-crossed, so they put hardliners in. And I've seen different sociological numbers of 70 to 80% of the Persians don't like their hardline government. So, you know, the question is, Pakistan's got nukes, North Korea does. Why can't Iran, which, by the way, isn't even getting nukes right now, but as Ron Paul's pointed out, why have a new war with them? Because it becomes a political diversion, and Benjamin Netanyahu is in the Washington Times, his advisors saying he thinks it'll make him look like Churchill, even when his own advisors and the Mossad people that he, by the way, had kicked out are telling him, don't do it, because it is going to totally destabilize that whole region. Israel's going to get attacked from all sides, just as Pachenik was saying earlier here on the show last week or so, or 2 weeks ago now. It's a very, very bad idea. I appreciate your call. But knowing folks in Iran, I mean, is that an accurate number? What percentage of the people in Persia don't like what's going on?
Well, a majority of, you got to realize that the majority of the population in Iran right now is under the age of 27. And it's a very young, very sophisticated population, and probably the most aware as far as political issues, even eugenic issues. You can talk to just about any Iranian, and they'll talk about these things just like you do every day on your show. And if you were to just go and talk to or ask questions to just random people on the streets of Tehran or Isfahan or Shiraz, just go talk to them and ask them what they think about the Western media saying that Iranians in general just hate Israel, hate Jews, or hate Christians, they'll laugh at you. It's the stupidest thing. And I'm talking about a very peaceful population, especially the younger crowd. You know, my father, people his age, grew up in the Revolution times. You know, they have a little bit of a twisted view.
Yeah.
Again, death, injury, agreement, strike, wars, Soviets, Americans, 2-0, stupid bastards. Good night. This is the irritating bit where they can't hear what we're saying. Why don't you smile as if I've just said something funny?
Okay.
That's the lunchtime, early evening news at 10, late night news. £29.50 from all good stockists.
Every bomb you make, every job you take, every heart you break, every Irish wake, I've been watching you. Every wall you build, and everyone you've killed, every grave you fill, all the blood you spill, I've been watching you. Oh, can't you see, you belong to me. There'll be a bill to pay on that judgment day.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. We are here. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to continue with your phone calls, then get into 2.1 kids, stable population video / audio that is put out by an organization that's done the research on this subject. I've separately literally read dozens of books on population and confirmed these numbers for myself. You can just type into YouTube, 2.1 kids, stable populations. In fact, guys, will you just print me this with the pull down on it so I can actually plug the group? I've plugged them before, but I can't read the organization here. Thank you. And then they've got their website that goes over it all, because we're seeing all this demonization taking place against populations and people having children. And I wanted to go over some of those myths with all this hype of the seventh billionth person being born. And then we'll play the overpopulation, the making of a myth. We'll break that down as well. But first, we'll go to your calls. Then I'll get into Prince Charles has been offered a veto over 12 government bills since 2005. How does the royalty still have vetoes over laws in England if they don't have any power, like the tabloids tell us? Or how does the Queen of England 3 times in the last 3 years abolish Parliament in Canada because they wouldn't do what she wanted? Or in Australia? She owns more than half of Canada on record. This is probably the richest family in the world after the Dutch royal family. They're cousins. And as I covered last week, I always say they're German royalty. They're not even German. They're Transylvanian royalty. As the BBC and others reported, Prince Charles admits that he wants to save the Transylvanian Carpathian forest because he is the heir of Count Dracula. You cannot make it up. And of course they want to reduce world population by 80 to 90%. Of course they want to shut down our resources. He's 500 years later, he's the progeny of Count Dracula. Yeah, it's the overpopulationmyth.com group. And I want to get them on as guests. Just amazing research, because it dovetails with all the research I've done. It's very common sense research. You can do it for yourself. We're going to be doing some nightly news reports, breaking it down from our own research later in the week, but that's coming up after I go to some more of your calls. Who's been holding the longest here? Peter, and then Matthew, Don, James, and Rick, and others. But before I go any further, I have not really been hyping this, but it has been a big success in that a lot of folks are signing up, and our mission is to reach more people. I've had prisonplanet.tv for 8.5+ years. This next April will be 9 years. It has all of my radio shows, commercial-free podcast every day, my book, Paul Watson's book, all of my films, expanded extras, hundreds of special video reports only there, the nightly news now, other special reports, the rant section, the only area I haven't updated in a while. I'm going to do a bunch of those real soon. It's all at prisonplanet.tv. So again, if you go to prisonplanet.tv, you can sign up right there on the site for 15 cents a day or $5.95 a month, or get a yearly membership and get 3 months free. But you can sign up now and try 15 days. If you don't like it, cancel anytime. So again, 15-day free trial right now, prisonplanet.tv. And yes, you're supporting the tip of the spear alternative media. You are building an organization to face down the globalist. And yes, PrisonPlanet.tv viewers get it when it first airs at 7 o'clock every night and the restream. But large portions of it are posted to one of our YouTube channels that has 150 million views on it. And so you're also then financing us reaching tens of millions there and the hundreds of other video channels that copy it as well. And I haven't even gotten ready yet to put the nightly news on different cable and TV systems that want it. It's going to be more a la carte here and there, but we've had a lot of people reach out to us. I'm told there's already systems all over the country airing it because we're getting the calls and emails about it. And I've run into folks in Houston who own a cable channel that have put it on. I need to actually get in contact with them and create a whole listing. We're moving so fast, we don't even know everywhere we're on yet. People that are already grabbing this thing live, which is pretty crazy because sometimes it has glitches and stuff live now. That's why we're beta testing. We haven't gotten all the kinks ironed out, but whatever. It's exciting. Don't wait for orders from headquarters. Go to the Sound of the Guns. 15-day free trial, PrisonPlanet.tv. And speaking of not screwing around, I had the idea to offer our bumper stickers, not at a small profit, but at no profit. We have a 15 bumper sticker pack with different selections for $3.95. It was $6.95, so now it's half off. $3.95 instead of $6.95, and that includes Citizen Rulebook and some other stuff, or it'd be even less because that thing costs us about 55 cents. Then we have a 25 variety pack. It's $5.95, was $9.95. We have a 50 pack. It's now $9.95 instead of $14.95. We have a 100 pack, $17.95 instead of $24.95. And by the way, to even get the prices down to this, we're going to sell out quick. I just ordered 20,000 of each type of bumper sticker. As soon as I gave the order to do this, they said we got to order then 20,000 of each because we'll run out quick. It takes 2 weeks to get them. And I just had to order 20,000 more Citizen Rulebooks. Get them. Let's have a major offensive with the bumper stickers in legal and lawful areas. Certainly don't stick these on Homeland Security billboards saying spy on your neighbor on Soviet takeover billboards. People in Germany, I guess, shouldn't have stuck stickers up against Hitler either, but I'm being sarcastic there, folks. The point is, bumper stickers, everything. This is at cost, okay? We factored it all in at cost for our shipping, our handling, all of it. It's available right now, Infowars.com. I'm already seeing our bumper stickers everywhere. Let's blitz them hard. PrisonPlanet.tv. That's one way to support us and get the word out. Download, make copies to disk of newscasts on any subject you can imagine that you think is important. Get it out to people. And now in the bumper sticker, Infowars activism area, everything being slashed down to nothing because I'm all in. I'm all in. Let's hit them hard. By the way, I've got to finish watching the final videos that came in. I've pushed back the contest a while because we've bitten off more than we can chew, but I will finish up looking at the videos and choosing the winner, and we'll announce those sometime during the Money Bomb. We'll play first, second, and third place for the Alex Jones prediction videos here on air during the Money Bomb. So let's mark that down, Jaron. And we will get that in. So much of the time we just have producer meetings here live on air. So that is coming up. Let's go to your calls now. Enough of that. Let's talk to Matthew in California. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Alex. I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you for waking me up. I've been a Megadeth fan, speaking of Dave Mustaine, for ever since I can remember. And it wasn't until his last album, Endgame, that I really started to wake up, and then I watched your movie, Endgame. And I took up the fight back in the early part of June here in 2011, because basically a light switched in my head. A light went off, and I have two kids, and 7 and 6-year-old, and both of them have been affected by vaccines. I see vaccines in the negative effects and everything about vaccines, and so that's how I first started. I got awake. But what I really wanted to tell you is, kind of lost my train of thought here for a second. But
Wimp. It's because I live in the real world. I don't think violence is cute.
Absolutely. I'm on the same point, and I was going to make that point as well. Imagine if all the politicians, all the warmongers, imagine if everybody saw that video. It would be a completely different society by probably next week. And that's why I wanted to bring up the Iran issue. I'm half Iranian, half American. I was raised in their...
When I start getting real with people or personal, then it gets very religious, because that's really where I'm at.
Absolutely, you're right, man. After I watched that video as well, I just, I was pretty choked up as well. I had a bad weekend, actually, after I saw that. But,
well, you know what? The avoidance of legitimate suffering is the heart of evil, in my opinion. And we need, especially folks that support all these wars, are calling peace actions.
Christian upbringing, for the most part. My dad's a Muslim. He lives in Iran. And I wanted to bring up this Iran issue. I know you've covered it a lot, but people still don't really see it. I talk to people all the time. I do a lot of blogging on different topics, just like you, and I'll link a lot of my articles to you because you get a lot of just awesome factoids on your website. But when people are still buying into this, Iranians want to bomb Israel or whatever the media pushes, and I'm doing a job.
It's time to live a song of love that ever has been sung, but the intentions can be evil.
Ollie in Virginia, then Matthew, Don, Peter, James, and others. Ollie, thanks for holding. You're on the air. Welcome.
Alex Jones, how are you?
Good.
Good. You sound a lot better than you did last week on Friday, man. You were pretty choked up, huh?
Yeah, well, I start really getting Hillary being hailed, all the Democrats saying this is a great war. They should go watch the children of certain other cities, 40 to 50,000 of them, with their faces blown off, writhing around in pain. And all these people that want me to go, to Halloween events and things. I can't go to some Halloween haunted house and watch people with hatchets in their heads and stuff, because I think about real stuff. And it's not because I'm a